if you've ever fantasized about what nature would actually do to us if it had the opportunity, then this fantasy film could be worth your time. While on a routine mission in a primordial forest, park ranger, Gabby, finds herself injured and stumbles into a cabin that is owned by father and son duo, Baron and Stefan. On one night, their cabin is attacked by a strange post-human creature that exposes Gabby to a deep, dark, well-kept secret of the forest and the strange relationship that Baron and Stefan both have with nature. It's been very weird, it's been entertaining, it's been informative too. What do you think about it?
I love it. I love it. You know, it's very relevant considering the fact that it's shot in South Africa, well in Africa, and it just talks to us as Africans. I'm just disappointed because the black man dies first. R.I.P. Winston.
Poor Winston. Okay, what you say, it speaks to us as Africans. What do you mean by that?
Okay, now when we go into it, it's how our people used to live, you know, prior to colonialism, even during and even now. We are so in touch with nature. We are so in touch with the reality of having a relationship with nature as human beings, you know. When you slaughter an animal or you have a ritual, you talk to nature, you talk to the animal, you talk to the spirits, you know. So it encompasses all of that. You know, that's what I love about that movie. That's how I connected with that movie in that sense, where these guys, they do the most out of the little they have. But I'm just disappointed in that. Where are all the other animals, guys? Where's Tonto Khubanyana with a... There should be like a three-eyed animal or something, you know, to show it's post-apocalyptic, you know. Yeah, what do you think?
I haven't really come across the cast in other, you know, movies and stuff, but I know that they have been, so I'm quite new to them. As far as how they portray their characters, though, I think I was quite impressed, particularly with Baron. So Baron has been living in this forest with his son Stefan for what you would really say is years, and you see this because of the sort of way that Stefan interacts with Gabby once she starts living with them. So the person who played Baron, if you watch the movie, you know, Baron, you see him as this very skinny person, you know, and it just made me think about, you know, how the extent to which, you know, they really went to portray quite accurately what it would be like if you lived in isolation from most of society and you survived off of animals in the forest. You know, you are likely to lose weight. So I was really just intrigued by, you know, the extent to which that character in particular was pushed as far as making sure that it's representative, you know, he's representative of what they're really trying to put across about, you know, people living in isolation in this forest and the sort of relationship that they have. You know, they pray to this big tree, you know, who they refer to as God. I think that was also just very interesting about the power of nature, you know, and the sort of respect that this man and his son have grown to have for nature, and how nature is also sort of protecting them, you know, and ensuring that they continue to survive, you know, while living here, because you can only imagine, you know, what life would really be like if you were living in the forest. You probably wouldn't really survive, not even a week, you know what I mean? I mean, if you've ever seen Naked and in the Dark or something like that, and then you would really understand what I mean by this. But what for you stood out as like your favorite scene or your most interesting scene? Yeah,
my favorite scene is with Baron and Gabby, you know, when they were having a dialogue which was intense, you know, and as Baron was explaining the nature of, well, Gabby was challenging Baron's manifesto and his sense of belief, you know, and talking about it being an occult and him just being creepy, you know. It's so typical, but I also found it intriguing in the sense of Baron is standing for what he believes in, and he's standing for the nature and the way it provides for them, you know. And for Gabby, who's somebody that's been welcomed into their home, the issue now is that you are an intruder and you consider me somebody who's holding my son hostage. You know, like there was quite a number of moments where I was like, perhaps there's a bit of Stockholm syndrome in the movie. You know how Stefan is so attached to his dad, and then how Gabby is so attached to Stefan, and you don't really know what's the dynamics involved in this, in the whole relationship between the three of them. You know, that's I found it very interesting, but I just loved how Baron stood for what he believed in, and it talks a lot to how people are willing to go far to protect their own beliefs, you know.
You know, I'm going to actually jump on what you said, because my favorite scene is the scene in the end where Gabby is now consumed by this fungus. So in this forest, the thing that they're worshipping gives them mushrooms to help them survive and not get sick and get infected. So in the end, you know, Gabby gets infected, and it's just comical, really. You know, Stefan tries to save her by feeding her this mushroom that they always eat, him and his dad, in order to help them survive in the forest and not get infected like every other person and creature that lives there. And she ends up dying, you know, because it's like the thing that she was trying to, that she rejected, you know, it has now made her so beautiful. You know, in her death, you know, it's such a beautiful thing that she was rejecting, and had she accepted it, then she would have been able to experience the beauty of it in the same way that Stefan and his father were experiencing, you know. And I guess that's also just the thing about nature, you know, and when you take care of nature, nature takes care of you, you know. And I guess in a big way this movie was showing us, you know, that part of you know, the social environmental issues that we're facing with, that we're dealing with today.
Oh my god, visuals, it's on point. I loved everything about the visuals, you know, from the makeup, to cinematography, like everything about it. Just, guys, they killed it. Even the zombies, guys, you all make good zombies. even Stefan's mother, when he showed Gabby where his mother's been placed, that scene, I was like, wow, okay, so at least mom is not a zombie, guys.
I actually thought that the mom was the tree.
Yeah.
You know, that for me like made sense. Like, this man loved his wife so much to the point that he would worship the ground that she was on, and he buried her, and whatever things, you know, that eat people and create. So she then, I guess her meat or whatever, fed the soil and it grew into this tree. Of course, I mean, it was a huge tree in the middle of the forest, so not really. My theory doesn't stick. But that's what I thought. I thought, okay, he buried her and then she became a plant, you know, and she
provides.
Yeah, you know, like, even though she's not there, she's still very much looking after them. And he, as a sign of his devotion to his wife, he then worships this tree that she was buried under. That's what I thought initially, you know, but I was obviously proven wrong. It's quite interesting. I mean, it's not predictable.
It's
not. I love that about it. It's not predictable at all. It's very new. It's fresh.
Like, I enjoyed it so much, you know, but I'm just disappointed. R.I.P. Winston. Like, guys, get hurt. I'm hurt.
So, like, Winston is the other park ranger that was with Gabby. So when Gabby got injured, he was obviously trying to look for her. So anyway, he gets infected by this fungi. Can we have black people not die in the beginning of the movie?
Like, guys, please, at least Nyana survive Nyana till the third person dies, or just survive the entire movie, you know?
The entire movie would be great.
It would be great. We've seen so many black people die, no, guys.
But at least he died peacefully, like it wasn't like crime or anything. He just got infected by a plant, you know, and then he died a peaceful death.
But in all, holistically, I would give it a 4.5 Biltong stakes because of the research that was done, the visuals and the storyline, you know, and the acting. It was on point. I loved each and every moment of it. How many Biltong sticks would you give it?
I'd give it 4 Biltongs. Like, I was very excited by it. You know, like I said, you know, it's very new. It's different. It's not a drama. You know, I haven't experienced us having a lot of fantasy films in South Africa except for District 9, so it was really interesting to see something so different, you know. So yeah, for me, 4 biltong sticks, and of course we need to average it out, and our average is 4.5 out of 5 biltong sticks. Well, 4.25, but we'll say 4.5.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Yay.
So if you've also watched Gaia, so Gaia is not really like available in South Africa yet, but you can stream it online. So if you've seen it or you haven't yet, go ahead and see it and let us know what you think about it. Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below.
Yeah. And if there's any other South African or African film, series or documentary you'd like us to review, just let us know and we'll definitely do it. You know, I'm Gomo.
And I'm Dumi, and this is the Biltong Review. Thanks for watching.